guys, so it's mid-2021, and as you guys all know, it's pretty hard getting your hands on a GPU right now. So you guys might be looking at my collection and wondering, how is he able to get his hands on all these GPUs? Well, in this video guys, I want to tell you my 5 tips on how you can get your hands on a GPU right now. Hey guys, if it's your first time on my YouTube channel, I want to thank you for showing your support. Your support is literally everything on making my channel grow, so thanks again. Alright guys, so we're in the middle of a global shortage right now of microchips, and that shortage is affecting multiple industries, including the auto industry and including the PC hardware industry. So that's having a big impact on us not being able to get our hands on these GPUs right now. However, it is not all doom and gloom. There are a lot of GPUs out there. The problem right now is that a lot of people are scalping these cards because they know they can get twice or sometimes 3 times the amount for the price they paid for it. In this video guys, I want to give you 5 tips on how you can get your hands on a GPU right now. So let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so my tip number 1, and this is in no particular order on how you can get your hands on a GPU. The first thing I want to suggest to you guys is the subreddit, which I'm going to put on the screen, which is R Hardware Swap. Okay? R Hardware Swap. This is a subreddit within, of course, the Reddit website that you can join. And what's really good about this subreddit is that folks are literally selling hardware right now to each other, cutting out the middleman so there's no scalper website, etc. And folks are literally selling hardware to each other right now. Now I have gone on Hardware Swap, I've used it, so have friends of mine, and they've been able to get their hands on a GPU. Literally folks can advertise that they want to buy or they want to sell a product. So if you want to go in there and you want an RTX 3080, you can create a listing saying want to buy RTX 3080, put your location in there, you can even put the price that you're willing to pay, and someone might buy it, someone might not. But the fact of the matter is that you can do it. And if you are looking to buy hardware, what I would do is I would sort by new. That way you can have a real-time feed of the items that are being sold right now. Typically on the subreddit guys, hardware typically goes very fast, especially if it's a graphics card. So you're going to want to make sure that you are refreshing the subreddit on a regular basis to make sure you're ahead of the game when somebody comes up with a graphics card that you want to get a hold of. Now, just final piece on this subreddit guys, typically folks will either ask you to do a local transaction where you will exchange cash, or they may give you the option to ship hardware and you will pay typically using PayPal. There needs to be a confirmed address on both sides, there needs to be confirmed delivery, and when both sides are happy, the money is then released. That protects you from scammers, bots, and and any other things there that may be of a harmful nature. Alright guys, so that's my tip number 1, R Hardware Swap. Okay guys, so tip number 2, okay? Tip number 2 on my list is this: eBay. Yep, I did say it. I said eBay. Now I know some of you are mad at me right now. You're like, hey Lou, what the hell? eBay's a scalper site. It is. I know it is. But there are some unique things you can do on eBay, which I have done, and I've been able to land graphics cards at a better price than the scalper price. Now guys, typically when you go on eBay, you will see there will be auctions, and there'll also be buy it nows, or there'll be sometimes the option where you can buy it now or make a nearest offer. Guys, often what I do when I'm trying to buy something on eBay, and this has worked for me 2 times, I message the seller and I ask them, because we're close in location, would you be interested in a cash offer? That way you don't have to incur the same level of fees that you would do if it was all wired. Now, on a couple of occasions, a couple of folks have taken me up on that, and I've been able to save a few $100. Now, That's worked for me, guys. That may not work for you, but that's definitely a tip I want to give you that I think works especially well if sellers are pretty close to you in proximity. Sometimes they may be willing to take a cash offer, which means they won't incur the same level of fees. Now, my second tip on eBay, guys, is this. Typically when people are buying these GPUs, which have gone up in price, even the ones that are MSRP, often it's that just the sheer upfront price is so large that folks can't afford to pay for it. Now guys, what you can do using some of the third-party financing companies out there is you can use QuadPay or companies like Affirm to spread the cost of a purchase. Now again, I'm not saying that you have to go on eBay and doing it, I'm just giving this as a tip. You can buy an item and pay for it in 4 installments or 6 installments to the extent that you want to do that. Now guys, that may be subject to a soft credit check, okay? So just bear that in mind if you potentially use Affirm or if you use QuadPay, but that will allow you to spread out the cost of a purchase over a few weeks or a few months, and that might take away the sting if you do need to get your hands on a graphics card right now. So my tip number 2, yeah, it was eBay. Okay guys, so you have my first 2 tips, guys. Let's get straight into tip number 3. Tip number 3, Microcenter. Yes, guys, if you live in the US or in Canada and you live close enough or drivable distance to a Microcenter store, guys, you can get yourself out to Microcenter and you can pick up a graphics card today. Now guys, what I would say is that Microcenter does get a regular supply of graphics cards and it does seem to be getting better over time. Just be aware there are some better days to go to Microcenter and there are some, I don't want to say bad days, but there are some days that might not be as good to go to Microcenter. Now I'm in the Atlanta area. Now typically speaking, for the Microcenter that I'm closest to, Wednesdays, Thursdays and Fridays are the best days typically to go. Now that doesn't mean they're not going to get delivery on Tuesday, just in my experience the middle of the week towards the end of the week is a lot more reliable for deliveries. Now guys, if you really want to go hard at this, folks do camp outside Microcenter at night, so you can get first dibs in the morning on the hotly contested graphics cards that may be in on that day. I'm not saying that's something you have to do, it just may be something you want to do, okay? Otherwise, the graphics cards that may be unstocked, you know, they may be cards that you may not be interested in having. But Microcenter is a big, big, big plus if you are in drivable distance to a Microcenter store. Now guys, unfortunately at this time, Microcenter.com don't seem to be shipping graphics cards. So it does seem to be, you do need to go in person. In addition to that, guys, right now Microcenter, at least my Microcenter, have a policy in place where they will only sell 1 graphics card to you every 30 days. Believe me, they're gonna take ID, they're gonna take other information as well as your credit information. So bear that in mind. It is a great place to go and get a graphics card, but you can only get 1 every 30 days, okay? Guys, that may have been the most obvious tip, but I have to say Microcenter for me is tip number 3 on this list. Okay guys, that was my tip number 3. Let's get into tip number 4, okay? Guys, my tip number 4 on this list to get yourself a graphics card right now is the Newegg Shuffle. Now, some of you guys may be aware and some of you guys may not be aware, but Newegg literally have a shuffle pretty much almost on a daily basis. And what that means is you can go see what graphics cards that they are advertising on that day. You can enter the shuffle, which is essentially like a lottery ticket, and if you win, you will be able to purchase that card, which will be at MSRP. Even though MSRP, guys, has gone up in recent months, it's still going to be way better than paying full price scalper price on eBay or other scalper websites. Now, believe me when I tell you, I've entered the Newegg Shuffle. I actually haven't won it, and my co-worker enters it every single day. and he literally said to me a couple of days ago, I don't even know why I'm entering this because it doesn't work. That same day he said that, he actually won the Newegg Shuffle and was able to get himself an RTX 3070. I also have another co-worker that entered the Newegg Shuffle, and he won, but he wasn't able to get the graphics card because he waited too long to make that purchase. So guys, just a reminder that the Newegg Shuffle does work, but if you're gonna do it, make sure that you don't go too far from your computer, because you might need to make that purchase before the time expires. If it expires, unfortunately the chance to get a GPU on that day has gone. Guys, it's an obvious one, but it's a pretty big tip on my list. If you're trying to get yourself a GPU right now, then you've got to get yourself entered into the Newegg Shuffle every day to make sure that you're maximizing your chance to win. Now guys, on the Newegg Shuffle, let's say you enter in 5 different ads. Well, that will be 5 unique entries. That won't just be one entry, because you are entering for 5 different cards or 5 different ads. So just bear that in mind. You're not necessarily entering once. Sometimes you can enter 10 times in one day if you're going for 10 different ads, okay?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Okay guys, so my 5th tip and my final tip. Oh, maybe not. Actually, maybe I think I'll have a bonus tip. Okay guys, so the 5th tip on my list, guys, is Best Buy. Now guys, Best Buy might seem like an odd one to some people, but let me tell you, Best Buy has some anti-bot mechanisms on the website which ensures that bots don't always get first dibs on their graphics cards. Now, some of you might be asking me, what is a bot? Well, essentially a bot is a computer program that some folks have written, and a lot of people online are using bots to make purchases. Now on the Best Buy website, if they do have a shipment of graphics cards, you have to go to it and select it in order to be in a chance to win that graphics card, win the chance to buy it. Then you have to wait on the page for some time until the ad turns yellow. At that point, you can go and compete to win that graphics card, which literally is essentially you clicking as fast as you can and you trying to get to that checkout as fast as you can. Now guys, I actually got this RTX 3060 Ti on the Best Buy website, so it does show that humans are still able to go on the website and make purchases. Now, Best Buy sometimes don't have shipments for a while, so it is worth checking out the Best Buy website on a regular basis. Now guys, what I would say is that typically Best Buy do tend to do their shipments and their drops on weekdays around lunchtime and around those times. So if they are going to have some stock, I doubt it's going to be the weekend. I doubt it's going to be on a Sunday. I doubt it's going to be at 8 p.m. on a Monday evening. It's more likely going to be around lunchtime, early afternoon, around that time. And again, the anti-bot mechanisms that it has on the website, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get a graphics card, but it does do a decent job to make sure that a human can actually make a purchase and not a bot making that purchase, so humans can't go click on it and check out. So guys, that's my tip number 5. Keep scanning, keep checking out, and keep visiting the Best Buy website on a regular basis, and you will stand a much better chance to get your hands on a GPU. Okay guys, so if you made it this far in the video, guys, I want to thank you, and I also want to give you guys my bonus tip on how you can land yourself a GPU right now. Okay guys, so I'm part of a Discord called Stock Drops. And essentially guys, what that Discord is, it is a bot which goes out and it scans all the websites, and it literally gives the users a second-by-second update as to when a graphics card comes in, so you'll have a fighting chance to go on that website and make that purchase and get yourself a graphics card right now. Now guys, you obviously heard me criticize bots earlier on in the video. That's because most bots on the internet are self-clicking bots which are buying GPUs for people. Now the reason why I like the Discord, guys, is because it gives users like you and I a fighting chance to get that notification, so then we can go on that website and purchase that GPU. Now guys, ethically that sits with me much better than bots which are, you know, going out and self-clicking and auto-buying things. I'm not saying it's illegal to do so, it's not. I just think that it's good when users like you and I have a fighting chance to actually go on a website and be able to make that purchase before all the GPUs go out of stock. So guys, if you're interested in joining that Discord, I suggest you Google the Discord stock drops after the end of this video, so you guys can take the opportunity to join that Discord and have those minute-to-minute updates if that's something that you want to have. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video for my 5 tips plus 1, so it's actually 6 tips on how you guys can land yourself a GPU right now. I hope that one of those tips or more of those tips were potentially helpful to you. Guys, let me tell you that I got all of my graphics cards using all 6 of those tips. So I hope that's going to benefit a few of you today at least, and you're able to get your hands on a GPU right now. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, go ahead and hit that like button, as it will help rank this video better and it will help rank the channel better. Thank you so much guys again, and I will see you in the next video.